According to reports from the mainstream media, Anthony Joshua versus Tyson Fury for the undisputed World Heavyweight Championship has been officially signed. Now, from my perspective, it does seem a little unusual that the mainstream media have announced that the fight's been officially signed. Because, in this situation, the general protocol is you don't announce that you've signed the contract. You announce the fight. You announce, when you see a press conference or you see a fight poster, an official fight poster. But we ain't seen none of that. We ain't got a venue, a date, and the thing is, like, some fights they're announced and they'll have date to be decided, or more commonly the venue to be decided. But none of that's been, there's been no official announcement. But the mainstream media are announcing that it's been officially signed, according to the likes of Eddie Hearn and Team AJ. Now, only a couple days ago, Tyson Fury was doing interviews saying he's not even training, he's drinking 12 pints a day. He was saying things like, I'm drinking 12 pints a day, but I'm not eating any food, so I'm not going to put on any weight. I mean, Tyson Fury is an odd character, but that was surprising to me. I did not expect that. And a lot of people questioned whether Tyson Fury was playing possum, I guess is the phrase you would use, whether he was playing mind games with AJ. And the way I see it, I don't think Tyson Fury was playing mind games. I think he's serious when he's saying he's drinking 12 pints a day and he's not eating anything. Or maybe he was over exaggerating, but I do think I do believe him when he says these things, because it's the tone and the manner of what he was saying and how he was saying it mainly. Because to me it was reminiscent of prior to Fury Klitschko 2. Obviously, Fury went to Dusseldorf, beat Vladimir Klitschko in Germany, and the rematch was set to happen in Manchester. And obviously it never happened. Tyson Fury went into a depression, and he was drinking and doing drugs, etc., and was out of the ring for a good 1.5-2 years. But to me, Tyson Fury's recent comments are reminiscent of that time, which is concerning, because at the end of the day, we want to see these two guys at their best. We don't want to see, an overweight Fury or out of shape Fury who hasn't trained for the fight, who's on the drink and the drugs. We don't want to see that. And Anthony Joshua won't want that either. Eddie Hearn won't want that, because if AJ wins, it will be, but it weren't the best Tyson Fury. Tyson Fury was he didn't train properly. Them sort of, them kind of basic excuses that a lot of fighters use and a lot of fans use to make excuses for their favourite fighters. You look at times back in the 90s when, Mike Tyson lost to Buster Douglas and lost to Evander Holyfield. People were saying, he didn't train for the Holyfield fight, blah, 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 blah. Listen, Holyfield beats Tyson all day long, 9 times out of 10. Because Holyfield is just a better fighter. That's there's talk of Holyfield versus Tyson 3 happening, soon, in this era, which, I think Holyfield would beat Tyson again, personally. Tyson, I've never been impressed by Mike Tyson, overall. Obviously, in his prime, he was a brilliant fighter, basically unstoppable. But you have to look at the era and say that wasn't the 70s, that wasn't the 90s. The late 80s wasn't the 70s, 80s, or 90s. The late 80s had a lack of competition, in my opinion. But either way, back onto the topic. So yeah, what do you guys think about the situation? Do you guys think this is some kind of, conspiracy and the fight isn't actually signed? Maybe it's AJ's team and Eddie Hearn trying to put pressure on Tyson Fury after his recent comments to make him sign. But, I don't know why that strategy would be deployed, because I don't think Tyson Fury is going to, he's not going to bow to the demands of, AJ and Eddie Hearn. Tyson Fury's a character. He's not going to, listen to them guys and let them tell him what to do. But, let me know your thoughts in the comments below. And also, who do you think wins this fight? I've got my personal opinions. I think, at this moment in time, I think AJ is my pick. Although, I will say that I think Tyson Fury is the favourite in terms of the public perception because of his win against Wilder in the second fight. He absolutely destroyed Deontay Wilder, who, in my opinion, was ever a great elite heavyweight, even though he was a champion. But at the end of the day, Wilder's probably top 3 hardest hitting heavyweights of all time. So you've got to give Fury the credit there. But yeah, let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Leave a like on the video if you did enjoy. Subscribe to the channel if you're new. And remember to turn on post notifications to stay notified whenever I upload a new video.